Mga idol at kabayan, kakapasok lang na balita dahil sa ginawang panghaharas ng mga barko ng China sa Ayungin Shoal na nagresulta ng pagbangga nito sa isang Armed Forces of the Philippines Supply Boat, ang United May 2, at ang pagbangga naman ng isang Chinese Maritime Militia sa BRP Cabra MRRV-4409. Ambassador ng China dito sa bansa ay sinumon ng Pilipinas.
And we consider this development as alarming that the Department of Foreign Affairs summoned the Chinese ambassador this morning. And we would like to emphasize that that is a clear and unequivocal message being sent by the Philippines to China that we do not, accept what is happening.
Ayon sa ginawang pagsusuri, kinumpirma ng Armed Forces of the Philippines spokesperson for National Task Force for West Philippine Sea, Colonel Medal Aguilar, na ang ginawang pagbangga ng isang Chinese Coast Guard vessel sa Armed Forces of the Philippines Supply Boat na United May 2 ay maliwanag na mali ng barko ng China. Ayon sa ipinakitang paglalarawan ng Armed Forces of the Philippines, ang supply boat ng Pilipinas ay nananatili sa kanyang daanan patungo sa BRP Sierra Madre LST-7 sa Ayungin Shoal para sa isang rotation at resupply mission. Pero kita na ang Chinese Coast Guard 5203 ang siyang lumihis pakaliwa, kaya nahagip nito ang likurang bahagi ng supply boat ng Pilipinas. Kita rin sa video na kuha ng drone na sa kaliwang bahagi ng Armed Forces of the Philippines Supply Boat United May 2 ay naroroon din ang isang maagresibong Chinese Maritime Militia. Kung inyong mapapansin mga kabayan, sa larawang ito, ipinakita ng Armed Forces of the Philippines meron pang tatlong Chinese Maritime Militia ang nasa likurang bahagi ng United May 2.
Thank you. Good morning to everybody. I'm here to narrate to you what happened yesterday that led to the collision. Our resupply vessels, United May 1 and United May 2, departed Naval Detachment Oyster Bay at Barangay Bahili, Puerto Princesa at around 3 o'clock in the morning. At around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, these two vessels have monitored through visual the presence of People's Liberation Army Navy vessel BN-631. At around 3:10 in the afternoon, following immediately after the sighting, the shadowing of the PLA Navy started with our resupply vessels. At around 4 o'clock in the morning yesterday, we have monitored the presence of at least 5 Coast Guard vessels, Chinese Coast Guard vessels, 16 Chinese fishing vessels, also maritime militia, and at least 2 PLA Navy vessels. They were already in a position to obstruct the RORE mission of our vessels. At 6 o'clock in the morning yesterday, China Coast Guard 5203 and 1 maritime militia maneuvered en route to the position of UM2 and MRRV-4409. And they were able to separate our supply vessel from the escorting PCT vessel. At around 6:04, 5 China Coast Guard vessel 5203 and a maritime militia shadowed and harassed United May 2 to the point of restricting its movement. And then the collision happened at around 6:08 in the morning. Now let me show you a video of how the collision took place. Okay, what is being shown here is actually a footage of the movements of the different vessels involved that led to the collision. After this video, I will show it to you also the paths or the wakes that were created behind this vessel so that it will illustrate how the dangerous maneuver of the China Coast Guard vessel was conducted that led to the collision. Okay, this will show now the direction of the vessels that were involved in the collision. Please, i-click lang at para lumabas yung animation. That is considering the position, the speed of the vessels involved. As you can see, Unaisame 2 did not change its course in proceeding to the objective of providing the resupply to our BRP Cabra MRRV. But far from behind, China Coast Guard maneuvered to its port side, from its starboard side to its port side, while there is a maritime militia standby there that is actually restricting the movement of our resupply vessel. So it forced, actually, what we can see here is a reckless maneuver on the part of China, knowing very well that a collision might take place because of that. Next slide, please. Then a closer look on what happened from behind of the Unaisame 2. Let me play. Anyway, I think this video is already so starting at 0700 or 7 o'clock in the morning after the collision incident, two maritime militia vessels were monitored conducting close quarter maneuvers and positioned themselves on port and starboard side, or meaning on the left and the right side of the Unaisame 2, while two Chinese Coast Guard vessels were tailing UM2 to prevent its movement and to obstruct its resupply mission. It is also noteworthy to know that at around 0740, the UM1 was able to enter or to reach the northeast entrance of the Ayungin Shoal and moored at the port side of BRP Cabra MRRV at around 0800. So that all those supplies that were loaded in that vessel was unloaded to the BRP Cabra MRRV. Let me now summarize what happened yesterday in 2 points. Number one, our troops, I'm referring to the crew of Unaisame 1 and Unaisame 2, have a mission to accomplish, and they did it in a manner that is professional and legal. They deserve our salute and the support of the Filipino people. Number two, what the Chinese vessels did is illegal and irresponsible. Illegal in the sense that their presence in our EEC is not authorized based on UNCLOS and on the arbitral award. And that their actions yesterday were in violations of the Convention on International Regulations for Preventing Collision at Sea, or coastal rights. It is irresponsible because they acted recklessly, knowing very well the high probability of collision, which will put the lives of people in danger. Let our people know, and the rest of the world, that this incident will not deter us from doing what is right, what is for the benefit of our people, and what will support and strengthen the rules-based international order. No unlawful force would soften our firm resolve. Thank you.
Laban Pinas.